All right, what is up, y'all? Welcome back. I guess this is like part 2, part 3. But left off yesterday when I went to sleep with this guy right here. So it's like a brake booster assist, and then there's like a little relay that goes right next to it. Basically found out that the bracket that it bolts into the guard or into the fender, you can see the bolts right there. It was bent into a U shape, so I must have stepped on it or something. So I just bent it out, stuck it back in, and then we've put the brake assist or the booster assist back in as well. And then that's where I run into my first problem. So this thing controls the factory boost gauge, and this is what controls the American gauges that I've got. Because when I first got here, I had no idea how to do the conversion on the fly. And when I glance at the boost gauge, I want to know what the hell I'm looking at. So it's still plugged in, still wired in. I just have it basically not fully connected so it doesn't read. And then this guy just plugs in. So the obvious answer is piss this thing off, put this one in, and then I'll run that. But being that the engine's still so far away from, even being in the car, I might just leave it in for now. Maybe just do a tacky freaking stick it there. And then when the engine's in, I can, finish this off, because this is a really easy spot to get to. But yeah, that's the only progress really that's happened since I turned the camera off. So we can definitely still get back into it. But before I do, so part of having GTR parts and finding them is you got to find basically a dealer that can get this stuff for you. So I've been talking to quite a few guys that kind of deal in the OEM part space here in Sydney, and basically I got a couple of quotes from a couple of people, and all of them were good, not negative talking or anything like that. But I had one of the guys come past, and he was basically just pointing out things that I'd missed, and how far down the rabbit hole I actually wanted to go, which ended up being pretty damn far. So he's gonna come back with a revised quote for me, let me know what I'm supposed to be missing and what I still need to grab. And he left me this sweet Nismo calendar for, well, this is new Nismo, not old Nismo, but yeah, pretty sweet. So thanks Vincent. I'll introduce you guys to him later on, because like I said, getting all this done, I'm gonna be back and forth with him and probably a few other guys as well. I'm sure Tim from Machine and Magic is gonna have a say in this at some point. So the other thing is, I think I need to take another trip to the Zinc'd coater, because I forgot to do all the bolts on the bottom side of the air collector, the ones on the top that you'll see. So that holds down the throttle body cable and that. Oh, see, there's another Aussieism and that. America boy, you speak American. IAC, more bolts. So all that stuff's gonna come out, get re-zinced. And as long as I keep the stock plenum on there, or stock air collector, whatever you want to call it, I've got to run both of these. So I'll probably zinc this while we're at it, just the pipes, and then the small bolts and stuff like that as well. Probably do the throttle linkages as well, and that pipe. That's just a coolant pipe. Like if I went with a hyper-tuned plenum or something like that with all the brand new stuff, they provide all that, so I don't really need it. But I'm still kind of up in the air on if I even really want to run it, because one, I don't want to cut into the body. So if they can't make that pipe bend and contort to fit in there, I don't want to do it. I haven't cut any holes into the engine bay to fit anything, so I really don't want to start now. But I mean, I guess that's just personal preference. Oh, I did put the power steering cooler back in. I don't know if I showed you guys that or not, but that guy. And it just comes into here, and I've just stuffed some rags in there because it was dripping on the new paint. And then I've got horrible friends. So Vincent came by and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna drop the subframe and powder coat it?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck." It's like the 5th time I've heard someone say that, so that'll probably happen. But yeah, probably later down the line. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep ripping into this. So yeah, I think the only thing I'm really gonna be able to do tonight, because you know, all the little bits and pieces are in until I get all my plastic clips and everything. So ABS, the brake booster I got to rebuild. Well, the master cylinder I've got to basically buy new because it's crapped out on me. I can put the clutch booster in though, but meh. So I'll probably just fix the wiring up, mount that, and then I'll start trying to run all this. And I found this underneath my drive shaft down there, or my axle. So that's not fun. I don't know what that came from. So, can you see the arrow? Yes, you can. Arrow. Skadoosh. So that is the throttle cable, like guard basically. So throttle cable feeds through, and then it just kind of sits in there. And then once I get the plenum on, that controls your throttles. And I've got this guy as well. So this sits slide on there, you bastard. That sits just like that, and then just on top of the plenum, so kind of gives you an overview, I guess. Let's, since you want to get a little bit overzealous there. Boop. I've got the fuse box. Yeah, fuse box back in. My little Zinc'ds. The clips that I could save, when I was taking it apart, I did, so I just went ahead and clipped those back in. This main harness that goes above the AC condenser. It looks like what I need to do is actually pull this just out this way. So that means I gotta pull all this back off again, so that way I can just lean this all back out. Skadoosh. All right. Now, what the fuck is all this shit? All right. So those green clips go to the washer bottle, so they go in there. So these don't normally come all the way out here, but because I tucked these into the guard last time, because I didn't want wires all over the place, that's why there's like a little bit of going backwards with the wiring. Haha, got it. Here into there. And then this guy plugs into here. See, I didn't even need the manual this time. And then this guy. Where are you, Mr. Weird Plug? Here you are. And this, I'm gonna actually give it some tape and some love, because that's just woeful. Ah, that's why. Because they weren't even supposed to go together. So that's two different things, and that was probably my doing, actually. Zip tying all this together. You know what? Because that clearly does nothing. Oh, that was for those freaking fog lights. So we can leave this motherfucker off. That can go on the shelf. So that was to the fog lights that were factory, which I didn't have at the time when I bought the car. So this is gonna go on the shelf. I'll keep the wiring harness, but that's a blinker. Yeah, okay, we good. So there we go. We got wiring harness. This harness going underneath the radiator support. That's pretty much it for this one. Just keep picking away at this engine bay and we'll get there eventually. Slowly but surely we will get there. Can't wait to get all this crap out of the trunk as well. Strut brace. That's the drive shaft. Zinc. What do we got here? Top radiator hose, return line. Oh yeah. Zinc. So I just wanted to do a quick little question session for a few of the ones that I just keep seeing popping up. And since I've been doing these kind of daily-ish videos, I just haven't had time to go through it all. So real quick, just answer a couple of these questions for you. So the one that I keep seeing come up is, where did I get the zinc coating done? For all the guys that watch and are local to Sydney, it's a place called Blue Chrome in Condell Park. Not paid advertisement from them or anything. I literally just asked a buddy of mine, actually Andrew, with the Red Supra, where he was getting some of his stuff done, and he recommended them. So yeah, I took 10 kilograms of freaking bolts and brackets to them, and they did it all. And it's came up killer. So I'll do a second run here soon, and yeah, I'll probably show you guys on video like what the shop looks like. I mean, it ain't nothing really to see, but yeah, it'll probably help some of the locals. Second question was, I saw about the ABS. Look, in my mind, it's a street car. Like, I don't plan on, getting to the point where my driving ability overtakes the car's ability, because I am under no illusion I'm very far off from that. So ABS for me, it's just a feature. I don't see a reason in deleting it. I'm not going to be overpowering the brakes enough to, make it annoying or anything like that. And I don't really care about weight saving for, not even a 1/10 of a second in the drags for deleting ABS. There's no reason for it in my head. It works. It's not leaking. No point. It ain't broke. Don't fix it. There was another one that I keep seeing people asking over different videos, is like, what brought me to Australia, why Sydney, stuff like that. Look, that's a really long-winded question. I mean, it's gonna take me a while to answer because that's like pretty much my life story. I'll tell you what, we hit 100,000 subscribers. We'll come back to that question and I'll answer it in detail from start to finish. Yeah, it's pretty crazy story. So yeah, we'll come back to that one. But yeah, look, that was pretty much it. I just want to answer a couple of questions you guys had. If you did like this little ending segment, let me know. We'll do it again. You know, throw your comments, your questions down in the little comment section down there. Yeah, and if this gets good enough response, we'll do it again. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you guys later.